Well, good evening everybody and welcome to the Ordinary Council meeting, 27th of November 2025. Welcome Mr Beecham to our meeting. Before we get carried away, I better read this declaration. The Shire of Murray Ordinary Council meeting is being live streamed and recorded on the Shire's website in accordance with the Local Government Act 1995. Members of the public attending this meeting consent to the possibility that their image and voice may be captured on the recording and live streaming. Statements or decisions made at this meeting should not be relied or acted on by an applicant or any other person until they have received written notification from the Shire of Murray. That brings us through to the attendance. We have a full complement of councillors here and we have two directors away, which is Ms Tracy Unsworth and Mr Alan Smith, and standing in for Mr Smith we have Mr Harrop. So thank you, Mr Harrop. Leaves of absence, I have not received any. Are there any councillors wishing to... Not, we're doing that later, sorry. We have none. Item 3, response to previous public questions taken on notice, I believe to be nil. Item 4, public question time. We do have one question here, which is from Mr Beecham. Mr Beecham, would you like to read your question or would you like me to read the question?
Good evening, councillors and staff. Thank you for the opportunity. With reference 14.2, proposed closure of a portion of the unmade road reserve between lot 2018 and lot 410 Henry Street, and formerly known as Murray Street and Cannon Avenue. Question: has provision been made for access and parking at the old schoolmaster's house, as some of the members have mobility problems getting to the Murray District's Historical Society? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Beecham. The CEO does have a response and I'll ask him to present that.
Thank you, Mr President. Currently a master plan is being prepared for the area around Glebe to address parking, accessibility, connectivity and many other points. Item 14.2 relates to the closure of the road reserve for sewer to be able to put in for the future toilets to be built. Provision for access for parking at the schoolmaster's house will be part of the consideration in the master plan. Supporting item 14.2 will not affect this. Workshops are going to be held early in the new year with user groups to ensure all of the user groups have a say and have input into this master plan. We can assure you mobility and connectivity for the facilities is a big part of the master plan, and every user group will have their say.
Thank you very much. I might get old one day.
No, you won't, never.
Thank you very much, Mr CEO. Thank you, Mr Beecham, for your question. I hope that adequately addresses it. Brings us on to item 6, confirmation of the minutes. 6.1, Ordinary Council meeting 23rd of October 2025. Do I have a mover, please, for the movement of those minutes? Councillor Rogers and Councillor Lee to second. Any comments or questions, councillors, in relation to those minutes? Excellent. We'll put that item to the vote then. All those in favour? That's passed unanimously. Item 6.2, Audit and Risk Committee, 13th of November 2025. Do I have a mover, please? Councillor Willis and Councillor Kirkham to second. Again, councillors, do I have any questions, comments? No? That's great. Thank you. I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? It's passed unanimously. Item 7, announcements by the presiding member will be provided in the minutes after this meeting, and likewise with item 8, elected member announcements will also be attached. Item 9, acknowledgement of receipt of disclosure of interests by me. Is there anybody got any disclosures of interests that they haven't already handed in? I have not received any, so we'll put that as nil. Item 10, reception of minutes and recommendations of committees held since previous meeting of council is nil. Reports from the Chief Executive Officer and officers. 11, Planning and Sustainability is nil. 12, Corporate Governance. 12.1, Ordinary Council Meeting Dates 2026. Councillors, we have the proposed meeting dates for next year there. Does anybody have any discussion? Would anyone like to... We better start with a mover. Have we got a mover? Councillor Black and Councillor Carter will second. Now we'll ask the mover if he'd like to speak. No? Great. Councillor Carter. Does anyone else have any comments or questions in relation to that? Other than the fact everyone can bear in mind that the 17th of December is my birthday, so I would love nothing more than to spend it in here with the Shire. So I will be here. Excellent. Excellent. That sounds very nice. Okay, if with no further discussion on that item, we will put this to the vote. All those in favour? That's passed unanimously. (12.2) Monthly Financial Report, October 2025. Do I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Lee to move, Councillor Carter to second. Any comments or questions, councillors? Anyone likely to be opposed to this? Councillor Lee, would you like to speak? Nope. Councillor Carter? Nope. Okay, we'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? That's passed unanimously. (12.3) Payments from Municipal and Trust Funds, October 2025. Mover, please. Councillor Rogers. Councillor Kirkham, please, to second. Anyone have any comments or questions? If not, we'll put this item to the vote. All those in favour? That's passed unanimously. (12.4) CEO Performance Review Policy. We have an officer's recommendation there, councillors. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Lee. Councillor Rogers. Councillor Lee, would you like to speak to the item? Councillor Rogers? No? Any other councillors have any comments or questions? Is anyone likely to be opposing this? Okay, we'll put this item to the vote. All those in favour? It's passed unanimously. 13, Recreation, Economic and Community Development. 13.1, Event Sponsorship, Max Pinjarra Car Show. We have the officer's recommendation there. Councillor Carter is happy to move and Councillor Black to second. Is anyone likely to be opposing this recommendation? No? Councillor Carter, would you like to speak to?
It's good to see a...
Microphone, please.
Get my glasses while I'm at it. It's good to support a well-known event that's one of Pinjarra's most popular. And although the report on this item states that the direct same-day expenditure within the Pinjarra Town Centre has been limited to date, anecdotally I've noticed many people in and around the town of Pinjarra and the surrounds after the previous Pinjarra Max events, with many of the eating venues being at capacity from what I could see. So there definitely is some input from both locals and people coming to the region.
Excellent, thank you. Councillor Black, have you got anything to add? Right, any other comments or questions from councillors? We'll put this to the vote. All those in favour? It's passed unanimously. (14) Infrastructure Services. 14.1. Councillors, you would have seen an alternate recommendation circulated from Councillor Cashman. Councillor Cashman, would you like to move that now? Yep, okay. Do I have a seconder to move that motion? Councillor Lee. Councillor Cashman, would you like to speak to the recommendation? Just remember, yep.
Thank you, Mr. President. The amendment ensures that simply that our local veterans, that those that served and never came home, that we commemorate on the commemoration days that we all attend, are recognised within the road naming register. The names belong to families in our community, except for one which we have had a request to remove, which is Alexander McClarty. We have understood that he is not from this area, but it provides the families with a lasting legacy and an option for developers to honour that history. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Lee, would you like to add anything? Yep, microphone. Oh, sorry, this one. Yep. Is there anyone likely to be opposing this recommendation? Councillor Carter, you can speak.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank Councillor Cashman for putting this amendment to the agenda up, and on the whole I think it's a fantastic idea. I like the addition of the Register of Road Names to include World War I and World War II veterans from the local area. I think it's a great idea. However, I think it's important that the community can see a clear differentiation between the role of councillors and staff, and that councillors don't get involved in operational issues. I think it's a bad precedent to set for councillors to cross over into the work of Shire staff by suggesting the actual road names that are to be added to the register. I think adding those names to the register is a good idea. I don't think councillors should be putting those names forward.
Thanks, Councillor Carter. Have I got another speaker in favour of the recommendation? Councillor Lee?
Yeah, happy to speak in favour that it be included, names be included, yeah. No, unfortunately I don't agree with Councillor Carter. I think our duty as councillors is to bring forward things such as this, and it's quite appropriate that these people be honoured or remembered with being surnames being road names, and I don't see I have a problem in that at all.
Thank you, Councillor Lee. Do I have any other speakers against the item? I guess I just want to clarify, if I can, before I give you the right of reply, that fallen soldier with the surname McClarty is removed just because it's not accurate. And the recommendation does, I'm pretty sure, fairly clearly say that the names need to be researched and made factually correct before they are included, so that's fine. Councillor Cashman, you've got the right of reply.
I'm okay, thank you, Shire President.
Sorry, Councillor Willis.
Is it appropriate to ask a question at this point in time of the officers, or inappropriate?
No, I'm sure if the officers might not be able to answer your question because it's not their recommendation, but you can certainly ask a question.
Yep. I would just like to ask maybe the CEO and the executive officers if councillors suggesting names, is that something that there's precedent for in the past, or is that something that councillors have not done before and it is an officer role?
Thank you, Mr. President. Generally, a lot of these names are driven by the subdividers, the developers wanting to have some sort of theme. You would have seen at Ravenswood a big theme there. There was a Murray River Country Estate. So that's generally where a lot of them come from, unless I am wrong. So that's really driven by developers. With this, we would probably go back to developers now and see how they feel, because they would have a fair say in what they want for their subdivision. Would that be right?
So, yes, CEO, you're correct in that developers are the main driver of this. The Shire staff just compiled this list to expedite the process for other developers. That's the purpose of this. And the vetting of these names need to go through the Geographic Names Committee, so there is a checkpoint. The overarching body is the Geographic Names Committee. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Okay, councillors, we got any other comments or questions at all? If not, we'll put this item to the vote then. All those in favour? Against? Councillor Carter against. 14.2, proposed closure of a portion of unmade road reserve between lot 2018 and lot 410 Henry Street. We have the officer's recommendation. Councillors, do I have a mover, please? Councillor Carter and Councillor Rogers. Is there anyone likely to be opposing this item? No? Councillor Carter, do you want to speak?
Yeah, so for the proposed works to occur in this precinct, closure of part of the reserve will be required for the sewer line. These works are in line with the Shire's master plan, and I can't see an issue with this. So I welcome the advertising. I welcome advertising the proposed closure and look forward to reading the associated report at the conclusion of the advertised period.
Thank you. Councillor Rogers? No? Any comments or questions from any councillors? No? That being the case, we'll put the item to the vote then. All those in favour? That's passed unanimously. Items for information. 15.1, Delegated Development Application Decisions, October 2025. They will be attached. 15.2, Outstanding Council Resolutions, November 2025, will also be attached for information. Item 16, Business left over from a previous meeting is nil. 17, Elected Members' motions of which previous notice has been given is nil. 18, Notice of motions for consideration at the following meeting. Have we got any councillors that have any notices of motion to present? Nope. New business of an urgent nature approved by the presiding person or by decision of the meeting. This is where if anyone's got any leaves of absence requests, they can lodge them now. But it looks like everyone's going to be here for December, so that's good. That'll be nil. Item 20, meeting closed for public confidential business. Do I have a mover, please? Sorry. Councillor Kirkham, Councillor Black. All those in favour? Councillor Lee, are you in favour of that? Yes. That's passed unanimously. Thank you. closure of the meeting. At? Oh dear, we have to read the recommendations, sorry. So for item 20.1, the recommendation that was endorsed reads that Council endorses the selection panel's recommendation included in Confidential Appendix 1, Australia Day Community Citizen Awards 2026, and withholds the names of the successful award recipients until formally presented at the 2026 Australian Community Citizen of the Year Awards. Item 20.2, the recommendation reads that Council accepts the confidential report, endorses CJD Equipment Proprietary Limited, ABN 630087545523 at the tendered price of $365,500, exclusive of GST, and disposes of the current Volvo L70F articulated front-end loader through auction after delivery of a new Volvo L70 H2. And for 20.3, the Council recommendation reads that accepts the confidential assessment report, endorses Westtrack Proprietary Limited, ABN 630093425572 at the tendered price of $214,658, exclusive of GST, disposes of the current Bomag multi-tyre roller through auction after delivery of the new Caterpillar CW34 multi-tyre roller. That was passed unanimously. And that brings us through to the closure of the meeting at 5:53. Thank you, councillors.